Gabi 23, Ogbogu started, Gunesh and Aykaç, so only the one change, and that one change is Hack leaving for Emoko, Gonu coming from Emoko, who scored a staggering 39 points at 59%. So no wonder VakifBank favourites for the Champions League this year. We are ready to go. VakifBank Istanbul in the black jerseys on the right of your screen, playing in pink. Vero Volley, Milano, Jordan Thompson with a rip cross body to get us underway. And that's the perfect start, 193. Jordan Thompson actually played for Ekşakabasi, VakifBank's main rivals, for 2 seasons, as did Jordan Larson, the governor. Jordan Larson had a very, very successful time with Ekşakabasi for 5 seasons. Miss serve, but they have to go for it. They know that, well, you heard Marco Gaspari saying before the game that they have to stay calm and expect an onslaught from the likes of Gabi and the likes of Paola Ogonu, but let's see how they get started. Thompson gets set 2 from 2. Gabi just sweeping up on the backcourt as she does. Ogonu looking for the first point of this game, and whereas Paola Ogonu, she's going to score points. And for Milano this evening, being patient will be absolutely key. Someone who's already got the best score in the Turkish Super Cup, best spiker, best opposite, MVP in the VNL. I mean, MVP in the Champions League 2021 as well. You could go on forever with her awards for Ogonu, but tonight she will be important, as Thompson will be as well. Thompson stays high and deep, but there's an error, and already 3-1. And 3 times in a row, or 3 out of 4 times, Thompson's been set, but that time as a bit of a recovery and an outlet as a go-to player. Miriam Silla served as she is quite often, but it's a one-on-one on the outside, and it is Dilla gets her first point of the evening, first season from Moko Conegliano. A lot of pressure on her shoulders, but she ripped one past her good friend Paola Ogonu, and Sarah Gunesh beat from Orro. Serve from Thompson, but nothing really to worry about so far. There's a lot of volleyball left in this one. So to position 1 to try and make it for set at time. Slide attack, Stevanovic is beaten. A rip from Ogonu, but Thompson also with a continuation play. Good work at position 5, just shifting across, leaving the side, pointing to the outside. Heading to City, got 3 up from the kickback. A little bit of a tip continuation play, all spots underneath it. Pipe got to go for the tip. This is going to be an exciting one. Thompson, back cross body, changed as we saw previously. Marco Gaspari on the side, tries to fire the furnace for his team. And that is Jordan Larson with a great out of system play. Miriam Silla. Pass goes astray this time. Ogbogu into the middle, but excellent work running the side attacking system. Orro starting to pull the strings here. A little bit scatty from VakifBank Istanbul with that first pass. With free ball, the side attack opens up the team between the middles, no blocker to be found. This time, back on the money. Running through Ogonu once more, but Milano looked back to routine. VakifBank was 3 wins behind Ekjekabasi in the league at the moment. Well, won't make them overly happy. They always want to one over rivals, but there's a lot of volleyball in that league as well for Milano. Yeah, currently 3rd in the league, 1 above Navarra, which is good towards the playoff as Amoko Kanekliaga. Back distant. Oh, Gonu. And in those situations, it's not going to stop her. Passes in system. I think we're going to see him. Was the last pinching into the middle with the blocking because Agonu's on the back, but can be on the front, back, wherever she is. She's going to be hard to stop even from behind the meter line. It's like playing against her on the front. Maybe the football. He missed that one to the outside. Back to business for Bajema, who's well, in turn replaced Michelle Barsh-Hack this year. Best outside the Turkish Super Cup of the Champions League last year, now pitching at the Ohio State. 24-year-old serves VakifBank back on full terms. She played for Rezhov last season, was MVP of the Polish. The line, Thompson. Running the middle, running the right side so far. Everything is going to plan. Through the centre this time. Agonu from the right side into the centre. It's incredibly difficult for the blockers to pick her up from wherever she's hitting from if it keeps changing. Seven to the centre. Middle's back on the money for Dragunesh. What a career that she had since signing from Dikas in 2017 with VakifBank. Played for VakifBank 2 before that, but not just the best middle blocker of the World Club Championship this year where they took a 2nd place, but best middle blocker in the Champions League last year and the best blocker and the attack through the middle, working perfectly. It's down on the line. It's back to Silla, who can hit just about every angle on the court. Coverage is clean once more. Tip over. Great cover from Milano. They've got bodies on the line because it's desperate for them this evening. But then every time VakifBank have a Gonu, but plucked from Larson. She's everywhere. But second time of asking, a Gonu stays high and off the hands. every single time. Agonu is there to help out VakifBank. But the passing so far, you have to say, has made life easy for Orro to orchestrate the offense, superbly. Silla's taking a lot of responsibility as the front court receiver there to pinch in and pop the ball in on the plate. Thompson is cooking, Orro is cooking, and this looks like it could be a very, very fascinating game. Thompson missed her first serve. As the pass is too tight, the hand of Osby as a backcourt setter over the net. Milano now have a 2-point lead. Maybe there'll be some questions for Guidetti and his team, as it's not been the perfect start, but Agonu doing everything that Agonu does every single time. Serving away from Agonu this time, Thompson at 5, but it's a quick attack through the middle. Silla has to keep an eye on it all the time, whether it's wide or in the inside. Everything is made to try and keep her physical and hitting, or trying to make her one-on-one in that opposite position. Gunesh is replaced at the moment. Thompson smiling, rightfully so. Went to Cincinnati University.
The body always means to move the head. We cannot move both. And linea open means deep linea always open. Come on. Yeah, we block and deep when has to come. Hey,
Guidetti now. Animated as always. Silla serving towards position 1 through the centre. Well, Guidetti's dreams answered as Ogbogu gets into the game superbly well. Width and speed. The ball moving quicker than feet and hands most of the time, opening up the gaps for Chiaka Ogbogu. Previously of ex-Jakabasi, Vitra and Amoko, some career. time the block of Güneş getting across with Agonu. And it's Agonu that gets one over her international teammate Kara Bajema. 2 points so far. (24-18). Step taken by Milano. They had a mountain to climb, but working together, maybe anything is possible this evening. A fantastic start at home in front of their fans, but they still have to win another 2 against VakifBank Istanbul. 25-18 is the opening set score. There are the stats. 1 ace for Istanbul, but it's the attacks. What you don't see is the amount of defenses that Milano has or have made. But VakifBank still have all the quality when they slow the pass well enough to work the middle with the speed that they do. Tough to deal with. That'll open up one-on-ones on either flank. That will take the blockers away from Agonu, which will be the main warrior of Larsen and co. But the governor has had some inspirational moments in volleyball, the MVP of the Olympic Games, serving us into the second set, and the service pressure hasn't dropped as the home fans start to make some real noise. Larsen not only serves but makes the dig. High swing from Thompson, so far having a remarkable evening as well. Agonu shut down. And if there's one way to stop VakifBank, it would be to get into the head of Agonu. First ball to Gabi, just sitting on the arm swing perfectly was Larsen. And the defensive positioning this evening has been on point, but that one there, getting across Alessia Orro. Silla loving it as well. Ace! And this is where psychologically it will start to get very interesting. For Istanbul. "36 years old now, Larsen, but what a career she's really had. Captain of the US national team for some time, 5 years at Ekjakabashi, now up against old rivals VakifBank, serving up a storm through the pipe, and serving Milano into a 3-0 lead. This goes 2-0, and my word, it's going to get incredibly intriguing once more. Through the body, sees the blocker in front of her, draws the ball to position, well, between 6 and 1. These situations are where VakifBank are unstoppable. Gunesh and Bogger in the middle. Gabby's getting a lot of the service pressure at the moment, especially serve to the inside. It means that she's going to have to do a lot of work from those inside positions to get out and hit on the left side. But Osby can work incredibly well. But Silla making a little dive into the angle there. Ogonu, and if there's two players that know each other very well from national team practice, club practice as well, it's Silla and Ogonu. But the hit over the left shoulder, the cross line, tough to stop. Ogonu gets her own back with a high play on that right side, firing up the furnace. Again, it's a serve to position 5. That's happening quite often. It's not Gabby receiving now on that left side, but it really doesn't matter. They're trying to really take the outside receiver out of the game. Pass slightly off from Larson. Thompson, right side, rare error, back to 1. Same service target, took over the top this time. Didn't fancy going for the powerful attack, Thompson. In turn, it's just nudged for VakifBank. Now they have to work hard to kill the ball. 3 ball opportunities. That first attack was good, but unfortunately they just let it slip. The timing from the middle and the setup slightly gone, but Parakiali makes an outstanding play. To the outside, Silla stopped. Ogonu tipping to the line. Parakiali once again. Big rally this one. Again, the set from Orro is slightly out. It's Silla who's put on the floor. Good time to go to Ogonu without Silla being set. This one's still going. Silla has the last laugh, and joining her, Marco Gaspari on the court, because all of these small things are going the way of Milano at the moment. Silla set an awful lot of the ball here. Does a wonderful job of getting back into block, having been out of rhythm, and then bosh to the sideline. Let's go. They fancy their chances, don't they? And why not? Serve back down the line. Good service. Putting the pressure on the passer, the front court receiver. There's a big pattern developing throughout this game. And as soon as they serve straight down the line here, the passing angle is always naturally straighter, so the front court receiver has to work hard to create an angle towards 3 or position 2.5, wherever you're passing to. And in turn, it makes it difficult to release Ogonu. So it is working. They do release Ogonu, then they go to the middle. And when it's running, it's outstanding, isn't it? Bogu so wide to open up Ogonu on the right side. Again, that 3.5, 4 meters. Ogonu's good enough to hit away over the top of 5 blockers, but what Eddie's doing his most to try and get a one-on-one block back from VakifBank. Middle starting to run the game again. We have bit of an interesting one on our hands. Once more, Ogonu's serve, something we haven't really spoken about throughout this one, but good enough to upset anybody. But the only one doing any upsetting is in this rotation with Thompson, when she runs through the pipe instead of being on the 10. Larson again proving to be so consistent. Yes, that one's a little bit off, but overall, Milano, very good value for their lead. Complete contrast to last week. This time off the net, so Ogonu out of system. Free balls coming. Whatever happens, they are making so many digs, and they're giving themselves every opportunity. Second time of asking, though. Happy days. Free hall pass down the line as Yema serves. Larson looks for the block, knows that she's not in a position to hit cross court. This time she's got the speed, she's got the approach to go wrist away past the two blockers. The speed is good, it just catches Gabby. Parakiali with a great free ball, brings the ball back right so they can flip it back left. Blockers, defenders having to move multiple directions. Smart from the governor. Service pressure out the back. They still have Dowderop on the bench for VakifBank. Played for Navarra last year, but still has a lot of time on her hands, the 24-year-old. Serving short on Silla this time. Still gives Thompson a very good option. Larson on the left as well, but Silla, who's been served a lot of the time playing for Italy and also in big games as teams try and break down her pass. She has been on point so far today, as has Larson. Down ball that goes out the back. It's another one in the favour of Milano. The pass of Silla is holding. Larson is playing faultless at the moment with the speed. Wrist away, the speed's too quick for Gunesh. It means that Larson can just tool her off the hands. Holding the middle. Once again, Osby. The width of this middle is so good with Ogonu on the right-hand side. The speed that they can run the ball to Onyema and also to Gabby. Not seeing them run any traditional sort of A-quicks or balls are up and down, and for the first time in a while we've seen Miriam Silla's pass just fold slightly. Chance to Osby. Always moving away from Silla. And that's a difficult angle to pick the ball up on and change the angle of your platform and be aggressive enough to put it in the path of the setter. This time Silla's pushed out through the middle. That's a good way to respond. Pass of perfection. Foley comes into the mixer. Part of the Yamoko team of last year, now doing the business with the Milano. And Larson is having yet another game to remember. Fast ace straight down the line, Gabby beaten. I think they're starting to really believe it. Fast player, Ogonu just off the outside hand. And passer isn't quite in, but Ogonu does a great job of getting her feet to the left-hand side of the ball, keeping the ball in her hitting window. Larson this time at position 1. What a set that one is. Orro having to move all the way from position 5 to get that back to 2 to try and move the middle blocker back. She goes back to Thompson again. Thompson finds Kanshu Osby and Ogonu. Jordan Larson has made 7, 8 or 9 digs so far that have stopped Ogonu. at 11-all. Ferocious stuff. Parakiali playing that ball on the dive is outrageously good stuff, but a rare setting error from Orro, my bad. Larson. And Thompson looks straight to our national team captain and says, good pass, because in theory it's all about that pass from one to get to position 3, to make the middle blocker. I think Gunesh move a couple of steps left, to go a couple of steps right, moving the blockers once more, one way and then the other. You can only do that when the pass is perfect. Gonu getting set a lot of ball. Larson takes Ojbai out of the game, but they go back to Agonu, and Agonu doing what she can do to every team in world volleyball, and that is to stay high and aggressive. Well, first time was 2 inside. Volley doing God's work as a middle there the first time, but second time just a little bit late on it. Silla the target, this time at 5 again. It goes back to Miriam Silla. She's the front court receiver now and getting a little bit of the pressure. Silla again, excellent recovery. Thompson goes with the free ball. Gabby's there, through to the outside, speed. And Orro dismantled there from Bajema. Are you not entertained? The physical power of VakifBank brings them back into the second set. Thompson pinching with the middle. That's because they've been so dangerous on that wider set. So it leaves, and you have a 1-on-1. Now she's not without a block as she puts 2 in a row on the floor. And this is the beauty of having just multiple offensive weapons. Everybody expects the ball to go to Ogbogu in this rotation, to go to Agonu, and then you go to the third option on the outside 2 times in a row, and the blockers are not too worried. The thing is, they'll have to be worried now, and it's the time to bring the middle back in and go back to Agonu. So Ojbai starting to run the game smartly with the pass being in a good position. Silla a little bit out of rhythm, just crushes one off the middle blocker. Misserve from Thompson. If Milano want to be victorious tonight and cause an incredible upset, they have to be brave, and they have to be very patient with their serving, especially because they can't serve softly, they can't go away from the plan. Larson pops one in. Thompson is unstoppable through the pipe. And another one does really bite the dust through the pipe attack for Thompson. Pass from position 1. There is not any stopping that one. Ogbogu once more. I mean, teams run the middle wide, but VakifBank run this ball so wide and so quick. To be able to snap that one back to 5 also isn't so simple as Ogbogu makes it look. Larson. Yeah, this game isn't lacking any physicality, is it? I mean, you've got the middles playing so quickly. You've got the speed to the outside, but you keep the physicality, and that's the beauty of how high a level this really is. More physicality. Agonu through the pipe. The last 3 plays have been exceptional, but my word. Agonu Thompson firing. Larson on form. Silla having a good game. And we are only just getting started still here in Milano. Great passing again. Thompson's been left alone because the pass is good. Gabby just gets sucked in to try and help with the middle. It's a great decision here from Orro to just flip this back on the 10 attack. Gabby has to get caught drifting. There's always more line. Let's go. Just waiting for that challenge. I would say that ball was in. Can everyone see that one at home? I think that one was in by just a little few inches or so. Guidetti is pretty sure that maybe they've challenged the wrong thing here, which I would suggest is probably the right decision because the ball was completely in. I would like to hear what Guidetti says. There's one man that you don't want to upset. It's Giovanni Guidetti. Guidetti spelled Legend, because he is a legend. And I think this is just the first game of an exciting week of quarterfinal action. Rezov travelled to the Burhan Felek on Thursday. Exakabasi, Rezov as well will be interesting. The break in play at least brings a service error from the ever-impressive Alessia Orro. The game plan tonight from Gaspari has been incredible. Served well. Defense to stop Agonu and co. So far, excellent. But the speed that VakifBank can play at, certainly frightening. But it's a block this time. And, well, the big guns are starting to be stopped. And that's a great face from Larson. Gabby stopped by Larson on the right side. Changing positions. Thompson on the left to deal with Agonu. Larson on the right to deal with Gabby. Seems to be another very good ploy to try and make some points. One behind Milano here. 3 blocks apiece. Larson has served incredibly well all evening. And now they're back on level terms. Jordan Larson is contributing all over the park. And it's just what the great players do in the big games. They really turn up. Larson is showing up and making it count as we speak. Serve to position 1 is really kicking them out of rhythm for VakifBank. Larson on the backcourt. Stop it, Jordan Larson. Agonu, second time. Excellent swing, but she's not having it all of her own way. Jordan Larson, her defense this evening, in a different planet, but that's a good high swing. That's the beauty of being Agonu. Can just stay so high and go off the outside hand. There is Bajema. He's 24 years old and quickly moving through world volleyball and developing really nicely. Silla goes off body. Gabby is sat on the outside of the block nicely. Free ball. Larson on point through the middle. They saw it coming though. VakifBank committed well. Zara Gunesh. Then Gunesh shreds the game nice from right to left. Off the top of the hands. Thompson, third time of asking. Milano, knock, knock, knock on the VakifBank door once again. Gunesh, absolutely perfect throughout this rally, twice in a row, but just couldn't quite get the kill block she deserved. And again, all the small things go in the way of Milano. Candy off the bench. Came off, made that great scoop in the opening set. Different play this time, Gabby. Jordan Larson tries to flip one outside to Thompson. It's a free ball over VakifBank, width and speed. What a touch, but it's out of bounds. That was just about the best that Bajema could manage from there. And the fact that this was seen at position 5, again, on another level. The angle exemplary, elbow opening up and ooh, says Silla. We almost had that one. Serving down to 6 for Larson. Silla hammers away, chases on, it must go out the same way it comes in. And it does come back outside the antenna. Another opportunity, Silla. Absolutely stuffed. Looking for a little bit more height in the set, I think, from Silla. And that could be a tide turner. Ogbonu gets across, and there is no seam there. Ogbonu's hands almost touching. Guidetti in on things as well. Season-defining moments for both teams as they make their way back onto the court here in set 2. Gives you a good sign of the mental headspace of an athlete when they're smiling. Thompson up to this task, as we're seeing time and time again. Again, serve to the inside hand of the front court receiver, so they try and stay away from Silla. Stay away from Silla again. Thompson can't convert. She's frustrated with that second one. Eventually, there's one off the hands. VakifBank lead by 3, and it looks like they're going to draw this back to 1-1. If they do, then it's crucial that Milano win the next 2 sets to avoid the golden set. Elena Stesiak makes her way into the fray. Didn't see her last week, but an outstanding player that could make a difference this evening. Serve. Good substitution, one for the coach, that just bringing on a substitution. Gaspari. Stesiak, the best server in the Champions League last year. We know why she's come on. Her team need her at this moment. It's a rasp of a serve. Even better pass. What a... No! No side out from Ogbonu. And Stesiak's substitution proves vital. That's a rare one from Ogbonu. It looked like the perfect side out first time around from VakifBank. And we're back to 1. Stesiak, who played for Chemic Police. former coach of that team at Akbas. Back challenging this man
Attention after timeout. Don't stay too long.
for the league trophy
Don't stay too long. Expect one ball
in Turkey.
And we go outside out.
Guidetti, great leader. Been through so many of the big events. Understands when to say what he needs to, how to get his message across. And his head will be working very, very hard trying to make the right decisions for the team through the next moments. Stesiak hasn't been slowed down by that timeout. Brilliant mental toughness from her, but the level's high and the speed to the outside. And you have to be really complimentary of the play of Bajema at the moment. There's so many physical attackers coming from all corners of this court. It's difficult for the middle blockers to make a read, but Stesiak this time on the pipe, just getting fed straight off the bench. He's fresh, he's ready. No Larsen on the pipe as Stesiak just attacks on the inside. Silla trailing by one. A break is what's needed. They'll be desperate to win this one. It's going to be even tougher should VakifBank stay calm. And my word, what a performance by Bajema on the outside. Whether she's going into the angle, whether she's just hammering off the hand, she's very square on there. But we've also seen that she has an arm swing that allows her to hit that angle. Back on the sharp one anyway. VakifBank should take it first time. Do take it first time. And it's VakifBank Istanbul that take the second set here in Milano. Disappointment for the home team as they have played incredibly well all evening long. But they just need another set now, VakifBank Istanbul, to book their place in the final four. Vero Volley Milano need 2 in a row to send it to a golden set. There's the confirmation. This is an extremely good game of Champions League volleyball. Well, there are the stats. More blocks for Milano, more positive receptions. They passed really well, haven't they? But Bajema on the outside, I think, has been a thorn in the side of Milano this evening. When you think about Gabby and how to deal with her, how to deal with Ogonu, how to deal with the middles. Bajema with Silla being served, large report rate time. Bajema so far has been the 5th gear for VakifBank Istanbul. When the team worry about how to stop Ogonu and Gabby, they might have not spent as much time planning on how to stop Bajema. Set 3 underway. Gabby with speed, working off the hands, as we've seen so many times before. The Brazilian Ogonu first time out of system. Good line in the block for Milano. Twice in a row, but it's difficult for the middle blocker to start on the left-hand side. Have to move laterally to get across with the next play, and still, and that could be a big difference. Chance to Ozbai with a flat ace, looking for Silla. Hitting the net band, going down. Frustration for Miriam Silla. Chance to Ozbai. Again looking for Silla. You can see it so early that she's going that way. Left-handed, her shoulders looking straight down the line, but Silla responds. But VakifBank Istanbul with Agonu, with the serving of Ozbai. And the angle of the serve from the sideline to the inside of the passing platform is what dictates that angle off the pass to go so straight and puts Silla under all sorts of pressure. It's incredibly good serving. And they're finding it tough to get the ball in to the setter's path early in set 3. Milano should be the same serve again. Almost as Parakiali is there, but turn to position 1, out of system. Agonu firing. Gabby fancied a slice of it, but decides to recycle the ball, and Agonu. And if you're Marco Gaspari now, you'll be finding the right words to say in this timeout, because when his team needed to come out firing, they were being shot at by Chancellor Ozbai serving.
Andiamo ad anticipare la riccia, certo con il nastro, pazienza, diamo precisione nelle scelte e quando andiamo ad attaccare convinte, perché loro non ci lasciano niente in questo momento qua.
Larson, Silla, Parakiali in the pass. Silla's been the target for the first 3 balls, but she's a target once again here. She does change the angle nicely towards the center. That brings Thompson a little bit more into the game. 13th point for Thompson this evening. Much better starting position that for Silla. Starts a bit more inside, almost predicting that serve. And Thompson can go over the top as she likes when the ball is perfectly put across her like that. This time out of system for VakifBank. This is their chance to get back into the game. As Gaspari said, serving, and they're blocking as well. Thompson at the forefront of everything here. Recycle the first time from VakifBank. Second time, same swing for Gabby. Circular arm swing, just swings up on it. And that's Ozbai finding Gunesh once more in miraculous fashion. I mean, why play again? No sign of Stevanovic, who won the World Championship in 2018 with Serbia. Passes off the net. Thompson. High rip off the middle blocker. Another shrewd play from Thompson. Had an impressive game. Served a couple into the net so far though, so we'd like to find her serve. She does find her serve. Back to the right-hand side. Wow! The cover. Eye catch in the right position. And it's going to be all of those small things that add up for VakifBank. When their big offensive weapons do get stopped, where's the cover? It's there. Right in the path. And you're always going to get lucky if you do all those small things well. Well, VakifBank Istanbul have won 156 Champions League matches. That's 42 more than any other team that happens to be ex-Jakabasi. I mean, that's crazy in its own way, as they look to win another one here, and this is when they start to cook on gas. Bogu is very hard to stop. I mean, look at the work off the ball. Make space. She's lined up perfectly with the gap between the blocks. Stevanovic is an incredible blocker, but 192 in size. Won't want to move sideways that quickly as the ball moves into the seam. She has to be aware of a second touch attack from the setter. She has to be aware of a pipe attack as well. She also has to be aware to try and get across and help with stopping Agonu on the front court. So you wouldn't want to be a middle blocker, especially against this VakifBank side with so many offensive weapons for the middle blockers to have to keep an eye on. It's very tough. Ivanovic serving. 2 down. Orro is there. Agonu fastly played. Thompson shifts across on the outside of the block, makes a dig. Second ball. They are throwing everything at this. Milano fighting for every single point, trying to wrestle the initiative of this Champions League quarter-final. The second ball attack, well seen from Vero Volley, and it's Orro that just has the initiative to get after it. VakifBank had the better start, but Milano are not going away. Thompson, for an opposite, is making a lot of defensive plays in this game. Milano have made a lot of defensive plays throughout. Gasparari wanted more aggression in transition. He's starting to get that. Sets a little bit out. Tip is good from Larson. Fast and wide this time. Wind up on the wing. Silla is there. Orro puts the ball up perfectly. Larson! What a play! Milano are back all square after a very, very slow start. Defense has been there all evening. Gaspari asked the team to play more aggressive in transition. And how do you like that from Jordan Larson? Bosh! Momentum shifter. Good little run this from Stevanovic. Pass of Thompson again is sat in that cross-court swing of Agonu. 3 digs in a row from Thompson. We will not forget about the defensive duties of Thompson over the past few points. And it's her American teammate of Bogu on this wide ball again, trying to swing over the left shoulder to the line. Hold on tight, everyone. And the serving of the Serbian international doing wonders for her team as she serves into the net. This is, whatever way you look at it, Milano have put in a heroic effort after last week already this evening. But how can they hold on to their pass? Silla's targeted again. They're staying away from Larson. Sat in a great position by Bajema and Gabby. Her arm swing's very circular, very quick. And the fact that it's so fast will always be trouble for the blockers as they try and get their timing in the block with their hands. Off of Orro this time. Just beaten off the outside. Pass is good this time from Silla. A little bit straight, but Agonu makes the dig. Great dig from Agonu. VakifBank one up. Agonu looking for a bit of DIY, but she can't put it away offensively. Wide of the mark, and it's another look to the skies here for Agonu. Thompson hedges her bets that she can beat Agonu through the pipe. She doesn't beat her with the swing, but she causes just enough pressure to bring the error offensively from Paola Agonu. Serve to position 1. Recycling here, Thompson going for the joust. That one's hanging on the netband forever. Eye catch again, defensively solid throughout this evening for VakifBank. Wide for Gabby. Guidetti gets on the court, sir. You're not supposed to be here, Giovanni, but I don't think many people will argue with you anyway. The stability defensively from the libero can be applauded. And Gabby's having a field day, just working off the hands of the block. Credit to the speed of the offense and the speed of the arm. I hope you're having fun, wherever you're watching. Doesn't get really much more entertaining than this. The physicality is off the charts. The service pressure is off the charts. The block defense is off the charts. As VakifBank need this one to go through to the next round, but Milano won't give them an inch. Volley again. Parakiali hasn't been served many balls this evening, but when she has, it's absolute perfection from the libero. Just steers the ball into position 3 with a good tempo. Block back in the game. A rare error from Sarah Gunesh. Milano take the lead. Jordan Larson serving. Volley is there again, and you have to say she's having to watch so much Volley from underneath the net. The middle attack, the pipe attack. As I just mentioned, worrying about Agonu on the 10 attack as well, and trying to do her best to read the setter and where it's going, and she's getting across double stacking, and it's well, the same sort of angle, maybe not quite. Maybe this is a little bit steeper from Agonu. But Thompson has been all over those ones early on in the set. Orro can't quite get to the right spot and stay solid. Defenders want to try and stay pretty stable. As soon as your weight goes backwards, there's no chance of ever digging power look on it. All the ones, 1-1, 11 all in this Clash of the Titans CEV Champions League quarter-final matchup. There's nothing between these two teams this evening here in Milan, with some of the best players in the world on show. Silla being one of those, goes back to the line, and have a look at the reactions. Remember, they went 4-0 down in this set, Milano, and they're starting to really believe once more with the service of Stevanovic, but off the outside hand of Agonu now. Ojbai says, that was my fault. Volley. Done a good job in the middle this evening so far. Quick play again for Agonu. Tip 2. Position 4. Nobody saw that coming. Miriam Silla probably knows her best, but had no idea that Agonu was going to tip that ball from almost a very inside position. And the change of angle with the speed is just unblockable. This is where Milano have to just keep an eye on things, because they won't want to give away, or they won't be able to afford to give away the cheap points. Parakiali passes off the net. Thompson in a difficult situation, couldn't quite get a full approach to the ball, but that doesn't really matter. They find a way, and this evening it is about finding a way. That was maybe a bit wide, maybe she was in a little bit early, Thompson, but she just makes sure she puts the ball on the ground. Chance to break through Thompson again. The set's a little bit off. Eye catch comes in. Hands in the blocker there. Gabby, strong defensive work. Bajema shut down this time. Stevanovic working really hard in the middle. Larson sweeping up defensively. Thompson, they had to bide their time to get their offensive game going. But Thompson has the last laugh. Jordan Larson, time and time again, in the right position, but has the touch of the ball to turn defense into very, very good attack. ace! The American Thompson serving Milano into a 2-point lead here at home. Scoring freely, defensively she's been absolutely outstanding. The player who was the MVP of the Turkish Super Cup in 2021 is putting in an MVP performance this evening against the Turkish Giants. Agonu will score though. VakifBank. But it's Stevanovic. Gaspari living and breathing every single touch of the ball out here this evening. Jordan Larson is all over it like a rash again. So quick to read the trajectory, but the set of Orro perfection. Stevanovic finds the seam. It's exactly what the play is supposed to do. Make the middle blocker guess on the other side, give their team the split. VakifBank maybe a few nerves here. Parakiali, free ball, put him into the right zone. 2 in a row. The Serbian showstopper, Stevanovic, on the slide, taking Milano all the way to set 3. Once again, just falling to the right side in the air. That's because of the speed of the attack and snapping it back over the left shoulder through the seam. Timeout, Guidetti. All to play for now.
And we are always late. There is no more Godzilla when power is in front. We don't have to be late to stop. Or last always in front. Okay.
Silla. Gaspari spoke about service pressure. They're serving powerfully. Thompson. Larson and Thompson's defense. I'm running out of words to describe it so far. That's a great play back into court, but the communications start to go between VakifBank. And that is a sign that Milano have got them underneath the pump here, exactly where they want them. And remember, at 4-0 down, Ojbai serving the difference early on. Commitment block, and look who's back in the game. Stevanovic, after 2 straight kills, makes a monster block. Milano up by 5 here, and the dream is on for Milano. It's not the wider ball for Ojbai to Ogbogu. It's the quick attack. It's been seen. She's committed Stevanovic. And now it's a 5-point lead. And that one's gone over. The pass a little bit too tight. Backcourt setter. And it's Buket Gulabai who's come in as the second setter. Nothing that can be done. Timeout taken again. Now they can believe. Now they can dare to dream.
We move the feet and we put the ball. There is no pushing, no falling down, nothing. We toss the ball and we say, high.
Well, have a look at the top of your screen. 5-point run for Milano. Great run of serves from Sia. And it's a long way back here. We are going to have a couple of golden sets in a row if Milano win this one. Again, Thompson, stop it. You're making way too many defenses. Hang on a moment. We've seen that finger wag from Jordan Larson season on season. Didn't touch the antenna, but on that angle it did look like it went outside the antenna. But we'll have a challenge on that one, which is good. We'll send it to the skies, and the challenge referee will have the final decision. Spari has a couple in his locker. He hasn't used them yet, which he will be more than delighted about. This is an advert this evening for Champions League volleyball that you have to just sit back and appreciate. So far, more spikes for VakifBank, 40 winning spikes, 5 blocks from Milano, 4 for VakifBank, 4 aces apiece. And the big stat is that there's been 16 errors to 9 for VakifBank Istanbul. That's a big, big difference. Well, here is the challenge. Ball was outside of the antenna. So the golden run comes to an end from Silla's serving. And now the question will be on the pass for Milano. In these big moments, can they hold their nerves? Because they have had runs served against them. Well, coming into this game, VakifBank passing at 61%, attacking at 64%. Milano will come to in just a moment, but reception was 41, attack 37, so the stats very much in favour of VakifBank. This is the question now: that did that play that just went astray put them under pressure? That's the first time that Thompson has missed through the pipe. Larson saw it as well. Volley, Thompson, Silla. Big parts to play in this one. Stevanovic is the front court middle at the moment, though. Putting up on the back court. Good second ball attack. Well done. And you just cannot keep VakifBank quiet. Bouquet this time, the substitution. The dump, something I think that they weren't ready for. They would have done a lot of homework on Ojbay. Bouquet will add a slightly different dimension, running the quick ball, not as wide as what we've seen earlier from Ojbay, keeping it close and using the second touch dump. Just one ball and stay down. A game to remember, unfolding in front of our eyes. Ogonu with an ace brings it back to 2. The turning point at the moment being with that ball that was set slightly outside by Orro, tipped on the wrong side of the antenna. There's a 5-point run from Milano, and it's almost been matched by Ogonu. Oh, it's been given in. Ogonu not celebrating. A deep breath, tried to keep her composure, to stay psychologically calm. No complaints. I thought that one was out. This is an unbelievable run from Ogonu. Fires up again onto her friend Silla. Wide and fast. Side out at clutch. And maybe some of those nerves gone. And is it any surprise that at clutch time, Orro goes to Larsen? MVP of the Olympic Games, you name it, she's done it. Signed here last year after playing for Shanghai, and neither team really finding their side-out rhythm at the moment as Foley makes it 3. Flat serve down the line, passes off the net, 2 blockers on the outside. That was exactly what they wanted with that serve. Forced the play to the wing. Bajema, who was inspirational in the previous set, shut down now. Skiziak comes in, blocking Irving. Milano leading again by 3. That side out from Larsen, the difference, because I tell you what, not many, either team haven't side out really for the last 15 points. And now VakifBank do side out. I think for the first time since Milan were on around 14 or 15. Wasn't an opposition error. Good hands. Again, Gaspari trying to change the blocker's position to try and deal with the threats. Silla puts the ball into a good spot. Thompson, who's been unstoppable. She beats Ogonu to her right-hand side. Thompson does a great job of just turning that ball in a slightly sharper angle than what Ogonu's been positioned to do defense on. Milano win this set. They still need to win 2 more. They need to win this match 3-1, win the golden set to go through. VakifBank just need a win. Error from Ogonu. Thompson is smiling. She's been smiling all evening long. Milano are putting in quite the special performance here. Larsen hasn't won the Champions League since 2014-15 with Jakubasi. Another one to the challenge. The pressure shifted on to VakifBank Istanbul this evening. Walking into this gym, having won 3-0. Champions League volleyball 3-0, 3-1 count exactly the same. Lots of discussions going on. It's a beautiful time for coaches just to play some things. They're looking for a net touch here. I don't think there's a net touch whatsoever. Here we go. Milano. Serving to go 2-1 up and to stay alive in this tie. Width, speed, another defense looking for a reaction. Orro, but to no avail. They have certainly dug their fair amount of balls this evening. Spari, get in there, coach. But they have to find a side out. Gabby back in business. Daria Ibegolo off the bench to serve. Thompson off the block. Recovery. This to get back to 2. Back to Gabby. And it's the same blocking formation with Jordan Larson at position 2 now, the front right, to try and deal with Gabby. And she's probably the 4th different person that she stayed high and gone off the outside handoff this evening. Well, that's 2 in a row. Set point, back to the outside. Here we go. Milano are looking to do the impossible this evening. And they are still alive here in the Champions League quarter-final. But they need to win the next one as well. Thompson has been extraordinary. The spirit and desire is certainly there. The USA flag flying high in Milano as internationals from both teams go head to head. This is a game for the ages here as Milano go 2-1 in front of VakifBank Istanbul, 25-22. Hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a bumpy ride once more. There are the stats. Better receptions according to those stats from VakifBank. More blocks from Milano. And you say the game plan has been we head to the semis in week or two's time. Milano are fighting for their place emphatically at the moment. Gabby outstanding, but the defense from Silla. They have defended remarkably well. Thompson in transition, first point of this game. Couple up in the block, and they're winning all the 50-50s at the moment. Smiles on the faces, playing with pride here. Larson, an absolute warrior again this evening, as we expect, in the colours of USA, Milano, Shanghai, wherever she's been. Her brand of volleyball is the same. Maybe Milano learning the lessons from going out to Amoko last year. Team that VakifBank beat in that final. Agonu. Silla again has made 2 absolutely stomping defenses. And they convert both plays in transition. Silla gets the pat on the head from Larson. On 2 knees, left-handed stab. But this from Thompson, to find something from nothing with the quick arm to beat Gunesh, show-stopping as well. Could we be witnessing a miracle? Oh, headshot. Good news there for Silla is that she's in the right position, but let's hope she's okay. It's not what you want to see. Gunesh with great sporting spirit running over there and just checking on Silla, who's fine. One would say just needed a moment to herself just to recover. She's also probably fairly certain that this next serve could go her way. Gabby. The inside of Silla, good width, and trying to just chop it back angle as Larson not too worried about missing one. It was Silla that was served. Again, that ball was a little bit inside maybe for Larson from Orro, which means that you've only got the cross-court angles to go after. Silla out of system. Thompson from the left this time, the opposite, with the one rotation on that left side. Agonu against Thompson. In or out, that's just wide of the mark from Agonu. She wants the touch, it's not being given. Do VakifBank go to the challenge referee here? And the thing that I've liked about Thompson this evening, she's been aggressive when she's needed to be. When the ball hasn't quite been there, she certainly hasn't swung after things that weren't in her hitting window. Challenge in progress. VakifBank. Great challenge. God, it wasn't going to be wrong twice in one evening, was she? Serve out from Gabby. Certainly, if you're putting a dream team together, Gabby and Agonu wouldn't be out of that dream team. Agonu, what a touch! Jordan Larson! Milano have made some defenses this evening, but not like that. Larson again with the one-handed stab. Orro! Sorry, it's Foley with the one-handed stab. It's the third time of asking. A blast into the angle from Agonu. But that is character in abundance from Milano. Rafaela Foley gets a hand on it. And the spirit here from Milan. I mean, whatever happens tonight, Gaspari will want this attitude in every single game. Silla. Chance to break for VakifBank. High off the hands. Gutsy swing to take on the block from Bajema once more. VakifBank have power on the wings and they are not afraid to use them. Well, looking to retain the title for the first time since 2017-18. And in that VakifBank team, Ojbay was playing. Buket Gulubay, the second setter. Ebra Karakat was part of the team shooting. Also part of the team now, obviously, with Scan Dichi signing from Tianjin Bohai Bank. Played against Jordan Larson in the Chinese League last year. Kelsey Robinson in that team as well. Milena Rasic, what a career Milena Rasic had. Partner of Milena was Jovana Stefanic out there tonight, putting in a great shift. Bajema, fantastically physical outside, something that this game hasn't lacked. Larson being tested tonight, but flourishing. Two up in the block, speed in the arm, and Milano's fast start to this set starting to go astray as Bajema proving her worth with every swing off the hands of Thompson. The quick arm, the high swing. Also played for Dassault Majori last year, but a product of Washington University. Bajema as Agonu serves Silla. Wide and fast for Silla. Good from Gabby, just Wiping up and back to the outside. More recovery work from Milano is on another level once more. They refuse to give up. They refuse to give in. And maybe with this amount of heart, desire and defensive discipline, they have half a chance of going to the final four. And Ojbai with a rare error, trying to find Ogbogu into the middle. So many twists and turns here. Shoots that ball, but maybe Ogbogu didn't quite commit to it. It looked like it was a mistake from the setter who's taking accountability. Pressure works in funny ways. Still plenty of time left for Chansu to get it right. She goes to the middle, a bit closer this time, then to Agonu. How on earth does Orro get that ball from 2 to position 4? This is outrageous, back to the outside. And there was a touch off the hands. Bajema refuses to give in. But for anybody watching this is how you play off-block cover. The libero, not near this one, Parakiali. It was all Orro, but second time, Bajema shrewd. She'll be fully aware that the setters had to dig that ball, get on up and move 7 or 8 meters to get that block in. Oh, straight down. Let's go, says Guidetti. Chansu, always an emotional customer in these games. Gets one on Silla. They need to get off of this rotation pretty quickly, and they do. It's a difficult situation when the setter is at position 4 there, I think. It's either position 4 or 5 for Orro, and they'll be happier because it becomes a little bit easier for the setter for these other 2 rotations on the front court. But Silla back to the baseline. Still plenty of chances here. Bajema now the service target. Maybe that's to try and quieten her down a little bit because she has been unstoppable, and Agonu struggles to find her rhythm with that pass coming in from position 1 on the pipe. Good service work. Silla's serving. Pulled Milano away in set 3. They need her again here in set 4. This time Gabby winds one up, but Larson is there. This time Thompson looks to try and hit angle. We saw it successful against Gunesh, didn't we? That out of system ball against the middle blocker, but not this time. Wasn't too out of system, a little bit out of rhythm, one would say. Great inside hand, just dropping the hands in. Siding out is not easy under this pressure. Larson covers her own block. She's going to get the ball back here. She has a look at the court before going off the hands. She's smart, is the governor. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew the play was going to be a slow ball offensively, so she had to stay high. Brilliant decision making by an absolute legend. They have to go for the serves, Milano, so no problem for Stefanovic. Chansu replaced by Buket Gulabai in the previous set. Larson goes back away from the body. We know that she has the range, even when she's square on, to get her arm back and hammer into the angle with 2 blockers. Maybe it was through the seam. Guidetti disappointed that nobody filled the gap, or that was Bajema expected to sit in between the blockers. The pressure of the serve has to be on point. They can bring the middle back in. This is what Guidetti would have wanted at the right time. Gunesh, wider play. That's the reason why they're running the 3-meter play or so, to try and get in between the blockers of the opposition. Can Milano stay poised, stay calm? They will have their chances, even at 2 down. Larson getting a lot of the ball at the moment because she's hot and firing. This time to the outside. Thompson stays incredibly high off the block. Agonu beaten. Larson with a good touch again. Just bring it back into 3. Thompson. Hammer. Eye catch can't keep the ball alive. They will keep going. They will not give in this evening, Milano. And if you were to write the coaching manual on heart, spirit and desire this evening, you would just show this performance from Milano. Backs against the wall coming into this fixture. Heads held very high coming out of it, no matter what the result is. Down ball surely. No, 2 blockers, but out the back. And it's a funny game. Bajema has been on complete form in this game, but there's a lot of in-system balls that she's been putting away. This time, she's been asked to hammer away on an out-of-system ball that drops inside. She fires out the back. Larson won 2 Champions Leagues, the Olympic gold medals. She's touched everything, but not this one. A world champion from 2014 with the USA. Another great team, that USA team in 2014. Said nothing that she hasn't won. Orro just lets that one slip, and a lot of pressure on the setters in these big moments as well. Miscommunication, very, very low from Orro, and that's another sign of some pressure. They have to play clean volleyball. To beat this VakifBank team, you have to be near on perfect. Four touches, I think, called on this one. There's still time. A timeout now for Gaspari. Set his team up impeccably this evening.
It's normal, but we have 10 points to fight, and we know what we have to do. You know that excluding the goal, they are working every time to change short service, drop service, deep service. With the spike, they try to make block out more. All the other situations. Andiamo a giocarci sta partita, dai! Questa sembra l'azione.
26 for Agonu. No surprises there. Seems to be a regular thing for the best opposite in the world. Through the middle this time, you heard Gaspari talk about how VakifBank are mixing up their serves often enough. Good to bring the middle in for Foley, whose change of speed in the arm does a good job of upsetting the timing of the blocker. Is there another twist in this tale? Sonia Gandhi back into the mix. Strong pass. Defense is there again. Can Thompson deliver? Yes, she can. Okay, we're back to one again. Let's go from Thompson. Quick feet, high arm. VakifBank back under pressure. It was Orro with the touch here. And it's the defense of Milano that are frustrating VakifBank once more. High toss serve into the centre. Agonu, 2 up drifting. This is the beauty of running Agonu on such a quick fire offense, is that from her height, as soon as the blockers start to drift, nobody's got any chance really. The middle trying to get across as quickly as possible to drop inside. Agonu, whose serve could end this tie in a heartbeat. So there's a little bit out of the system. Again, the set's not quite there through the pipe. And if Jordan Larson, that would score against 99.9% of defenses in world volleyball. Second time around, it does work off the block and out of play. You have to think that the set's just gone a little bit off at times. The miscommunication on the pipe. This time the ball was off from Orro, and in turn, easy pickings for Bajema. Silla pops it into 3.5. Big wide set to Thompson. Great setting from Orro this time, making that ball travel 6 or 7 meters, pushing the middle blocker. Vero Volley, who holds for a long time, to be fair to her. She doesn't step to the right-hand side, but it's still beaten by the speed of the ball. Milano still alive here. Thompson, 25 points. Sticking very close to Agonu. And Gabby and Bajema between them, the amount of times that they've just gone off the outside hand this evening. This time, sorry, not off the outside hand, off the middle of Stevanovic, but they're so good at staying fast and aggressive with the arm. Agonu, magic! VakifBank are very close now. They've been in a right tussle all evening long, but we're seeing some of their best volleyball. Aykac hasn't put a foot wrong. Guidetti knows that this evening. Donaretki comes in. 6'8" middle blocker from the USA, trying to help her team over the line. They're 4 down. Larson, there again. Thompson on the 10, smuggling one through. Looking for a decision here, Gaspari, but no. Sharp as you like from Gabby. And this is why she is the complete outside player. Unsure what Gaspari's looking for there. It's throwing down inside the block, maybe a double touch. We'll see what the challenge is for now. Well, a couple of things. Could be a question of a little lift off the hand of Gabby. Could be a double touch off of her, as one was the block touch and then it was the right-handed stab.
After side out, because we need side out now, we take it again. If you were to fight, watch out, the Libero is on 5 meters. She sacrificed herself to it, so you can work. This is perfect. Girls, after with the service,
Short ball again on Larsen. That's something we've seen a fair amount of this evening too, as Larsen has dug an insane amount of balls. Thompson is away. Agonu chasing everything down for her team. It's a long way back, but they're going to have to find some big serves. Thompson's on the backcourt for the moment. They get their catches. That's sublime position. Gabby and Bajema have come increasingly good on the outside this evening. Agonu, as always, scoring almost 30 points. And that's only in the first 3 3/4 sets. Hannah Aviskiva comes off the bench, and there's one. And have a look at the team's reaction towards the substitute here. Magical. Big float serve off the bench, a dipper to the baseline. Game on.
All one only you choose.
Well, the Belarusian international off the bench to try and serve her team back into this set and keep their Champions League dreams alive. Two aces in a row. Aviskiba miraculously comes off the bench with two powerful float serves. One deep to the center, now deep to the right-hand side. VakifBank are under all sorts of pressure. With Milan knocking at the door, 3 in a row. It's almost 3 in a row. VakifBank do an unbelievable job. Head dig. Wow from Agonu. First of all, you have to give credit, I think, to the pass. Ayelin Ajkar to have to wrestle that ball in. Multiple bodies on the floor. Well done. To VakifBank for siding out there. That could seal it. It really could. Substitute we saw from the previous set, Daria Gibagolo serving 3 up. Great pass. It's a little bit too low, but managed to keep a couple of options alive for Milan. Thompson, Orro's setting a little bit fast and wide there for Thompson. Chance for the 4-point lead. Is there a touch? Yes, there is a touch. You can see, but at the same time, even if Milan go down here, touch defensively, that's for sure. From Silla on the way through. They've done everything they can, haven't they? And VakifBank have miraculously turned this game around in set 4, and that's what the best teams do. But Larsen is one of the best players of this last generation. Redke looked sorry about the previous block, but this time she certainly did her job. Getting across, making a block to keep Milano alive. They still need something special. Jordan Larsen is trying to fire up the furnace. And back comes Dana Redke. Best middle blocker in the NCAA last year. Now look what she's doing. Unfortunately into the net this time, but she can be incredibly proud of her progression into the big moments and the big stage. Chancey Osby goes after Larson. Width to Thompson. Block out. It's now or never for Milano. Anything is still possible. Pass into a good zone, middle's in, off the block. And now it's not quite match point for VakifBank, but it is tie point to see themselves through to the semi-finals of the Champions League, having won it last year. Serve straight down the line, Larson fighting for their lives, one save. This is it now. Serve to the middle every time called upon this evening. Volley has delivered, this time to position 5. Larson passing perfectly. Who's got the pressure of the serve? Polish international Stysiak is back in. Jordan Larson. You wouldn't want anybody else in your team behind the service line. Set point for VakifBank. Great serve, straight down the line. Agonu, dig from Jordan Larson. Still alive here, Silla. High off the hands. Another chance to go 2-2. Taken, VakifBank have done it. 2-2, good enough for them this evening. Milano will fight tooth and nail to try and win this at 3-2, but VakifBank have done it. Looking to go back-to-back for the first time since 2018. Agonu and co on flames. Some of the fans in tears here who can be incredibly proud of the effort of Milano here this evening. They will exit the Champions League at the same stage as they did last year to Amoco, but they will do it to a standing ovation of a proud supporting team. And what you have now is an interesting fifth set for some pride. There are the stats, 15 winners to 19. And you did feel, didn't you, against Volley Alba Blaj from Romania, which was a absolutely incredible run from them to make it. The year before that, they beat Amoco. As set 5 to 15 is Redi Agonu still in. And there's a start for Stysiak. Candy, the second six, getting a little bit of a run here for Gaspari. Still Larson. But no, Silla is Stysiak is also in the game on the right side for the time being instead of Thompson. Into the net this time as there's also a big game at the weekend for Milano up against Novara. And Novara having the likes of Jordan Poulter in their roster and Ebra Karakat, who has played for VakifBank for a long, long time. Caterina Bozzetti, Anna Danesi, formerly of Milano, who made 8 blocks in their Champions League quarter-final first leg victory. Back to the middle, big O, brilliant play. Redke looks the real deal in there. Novara up against Stuttgart tomorrow evening in the Champions League. Redke firing. Also, Stysiak next to serve, but well, the best server last year in this competition fires into the net this time. 3 in the pass. Ganesh serving Larson, who's been instrumental again in this performance tonight. Big one to the line. Great chase. VakifBank looking to finish strong here at 4-2. Dump over on 2. Great positioning. Knew that was coming. The first base really of that defense positioning from Chansu was ridiculous to take that angle of the second touch. And I think Guidetti is all over that one, applauding it. Not easy. A lot of setters would start in a lot wider first position. Something that's obviously been planned to deal with that over-the-shoulder second ball dump. Pressure certainly off the shoulders of VakifBank Istanbul now. Out of system, there'll be 2 up. Redke gets across. Big, big block from Redke. The MVP of the NCAA gets across with a strong inside hand. Sit down. To a fellow American Bajema, who's also had a night to absolutely remember here. Certainly a difference maker. Gonu stopped 5-4. Gonu fast tip, but Parakiali is strong to it again. Fast offense, but the block is back in the game. The American battle in there. Abogu picks up on the wider one from Redke. VakifBank travel to Turk Ava Yolari at the weekend in the regular season before still a few games away from the playoffs starting. That's a little bit wide of the mark for VakifBank, and you have to say that it's got to be difficult for the likes of Orro and Milano to know that their campaign in this magnificent competition is coming to an end, and psychologically that will have its effects as Agonu can just go back and rip away with no pressure on her right shoulder, and that's a dangerous situation to be in. Touch off the top of the hands. Well, either an Italian or Turkish side have won the Champions League in the women's competition for the last 7 times in a row. You really don't see that changing, do you? Navarra, Amoko still alive just. Fenerbahce, VakifBank, Stuttgart on the ropes. Azar Rezov in this league. A little bit out of rhythm here. Chance for Milano. 6 is sitting very high there in Gabi, but it's a wonderful touch. There's a couple up, and defensively, magnificent work once more. Wide. Stysiak looks for the hands again, and that's the beauty of having Stysiak in your roster. Big high set, big high swing, being able to go over the top of just about anyone and everyone. Big width for Ogonu, off the hands of Larsson. And you feel that the outsides have certainly won it in the previous set for Kara Bajema. Constantly consistent on the wing, the pass has improved. Ogonu is always an outlet. As the lights are off. And this evening just shows once more how good this VakifBank team really are. Because Milano have put together a performance that has been out of this world. And VakifBank have still taken them to 5 to win the tie. Power everywhere. The physicality of women's volleyball absolutely insane at the moment. Speed. Larsson. Pass leaking to the right a little bit. Throwing it out to the wing to try and move the blockers. Chansu beaten by Larsson. Intensity just a little flatter than previously, but I think Milano doing a fine job of staying into the game. Right. Setters, the substitutions are coming in. Daria Ibagolo coming in to serve Bogu. Might be the last that we see of Bogu this evening, but we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Short serve. Very well done for Milano. Stysiak rips another one. High ball from Orro, but it's out of system. Candy, I think it was with the pass. And the governor captain, the USA gold medal winning team, Jordan Larsson serving. And back to the outside they go once more. Gunesh. Actually through the center, but it's good serve straight down the line to be able to tilt the angle of the pass back into position 3, open up the offense. It's good. Aspari knows that was a good play. Service was flat, it was powerful. Good pass, good middle work from VakifBank. High play, looking to go over the top, a little bit rushed there in their offense. Ogonu just turns a magical angle. And sometimes you have to sit back and admire brilliance. Ogonu, yes, it certainly helps her being at the height that she is, but you have to be technically sound with the arm to pull it back and rip it back cross body like that.
I want that you go fast with the approach if the ball is permits you, or deep every time, as you know, on the cross. If the ball is low, play with the block without any problem. Risk something more. Okay, nothing else. Oh, andiamo, raga.
Love listening to Gaspari here asking, risk more, be fast with the approach all the time. Not one for playing safe. Serve straight to the line. Big rip from Stysiak. Just sitting off the line. Once more, Parakiali through the hands. And that is exactly what Gaspari was talking about. Risking more off the block, faster with the arm. And isn't it lovely when you see something come to the forefront like this? Big, high, fast rip, risking something to be rewarded. Oh, turned away. Gabby, that's astonishing, audacious, and quite wonderful. Have a look at where her body position is here. Just a fire away to the angle. A sharp swing away from where she's facing, doing the damage. A middle for a middle. Well, it was Gabby from the inside, 3.5 really, but Ricky is showing exactly why she was brought to this level very quickly. Looks completely at home. Oh, the middle's flourishing here. Wider attack, Gunesh makes it look easy. It's all about Ojbai though throughout that play, just feeding the middle with 13-11 up. Looking towards a 3-2 victory here. Gunesh is brought off by Buket Gulabai once more. Two will do it here. Ace! And that is some way to come off the bench and make a statement. A rip between the seam of Larsen. The left-hand side of Larsen in the end, and it's brought up match point for VakifBank. Agonu, help yourself! VakifBank have not had this all their own way, but they've travelled to Milano and taken the match 3-2. Yes, their semi-final spot was confirmed after set 4 when they pulled it back to 2-2, but they have done a commendable job here against the formidable performing Milano side. Both teams can be proud. Champions League volleyball can be proud of another majestic tie in its most prestigious competition. It is VakifBank Istanbul that win 3-2, 15-11 in the fifth, but Milano threw everything at it, and they should be and will be incredibly proud of their performance. VakifBank go through to play either Amoko or Fenerbahce. Let's keep an eye on things this week, as I think this is just the start of the drama. With Amoko losing 3-0 last week, they have it all to do, just like Milano did this evening. Great performance by Emma on the outside. Gabby again, Agonu again. Milano had to be brilliant to have half a chance. Jordan Thompson, an excellent performance. Or can Fenerbahce beat Amoko? Ana Cristina Menez of Oliveira de Souza, the young Brazilian. Melissa Vargas in great form. Stuttgart and Novara will be interesting. And Jakubowski, impressive in Poland, beating Rezhov 3-2. Boskovic with 27 points. Rezhov now travel to Jakubowski. Well, the MVP. Agonu gets it back on home soil. This time competing for a Turkish side in Jakubowski. Top scorer, yes, but in the same moment, well supported on the wings tonight, especially in set 4. Nine kill blocks this evening in the end for VakifBank, 7 aces. More errors from the Turkish side, but Guidetti looking for number 6 when it comes to his own Champions League. Medal counters, Agonu picks up the goodies. 36 points, no surprise, 2 aces, 3 blocks, the MVP again.